Hi guys, this is Andrei, and today we're gonna talk about networking, what it is, how to do it effectively, and really being real while you do it.
Had no need to fight tonight.
Alright, so we all heard about networking ever since we probably started university. Everybody was talking about how important it is to keep in touch with the people that you meet and etc. and so on and so forth. Probably you are also familiar with the quote, your network is your net worth. But really, what does that mean and what importance it has for you in your personal development? Well, I started to be introduced to this term really when I got into university, and through my personal career, I started to understand better the importance of having meaningful relationships as well as where to look and how to develop them short and long term. So first of all, let's develop a bit around the idea of the concept of networking, what it is. Basically, it is falling into the circle of people with which you could interact in a professional manner so that, and you can develop relationships with, so that you help each other and basically each of you gets value from the other in a working scenario. Now this can get quite extreme, so for example you can see networking events where people just go there to give business cards and be like, oh, I have this company, I'm doing this and this and this, take my business card, maybe we can work. But really you can just figure out through just envisioning this that this is not really the most efficient way to get to meet people, and probably those business cards will end up in a corner unless a closer relationship is being developed, because really every person that goes to a networking event, let's say, wants to get something for himself, or find ways in which he can grow his business as well as potentially bring value to the other people. So a person that goes into a networking event, let's say, with the idea of developing his network and goes there just pushing at people, oh, I'm doing this and blah blah blah, obviously is not going to be successful. Now everybody really does networking in a way or another, whether that's in a professional environment, whether that's just meeting new friends and hanging out with people that you didn't know previously. Essentially, you are developing your network every time you meet a new person. The way I am looking at networking, for example, is going into this circle of people, let's say, which I don't know, and trying to see, first of all, what they do and find out a bit more about each of them without me trying to sell anything, and then trying to see where they might be seeking help in. And what I'm doing from then onwards is, if I can deliver some value with what I'm doing and what I'm good at, whether that's marketing or music or PR or digital marketing, omnichannel, something, or social media, whatever that is, then probably I'm gonna mention it at some point in the discussion a bit further. If not, what I'm trying to do is find a person that I already know that maybe he can get in touch with to get some value from. And what this essentially is me going into a circle of new people with a friendly attitude, trying to make new friends before anything, and then seeing if maybe I can help them with something at some point in the discussion. What I'm trying to do here is firstly offering them some sort of value, because I know that most people in that circle are looking for value one way or the other. Rather than me trying to sell my services or doing anything that I think would be intrusive for them and not necessarily relevant at a certain point, I'm trying to see where they seek value in and how I can help them get that value through myself, my network, or just people I met maybe before around the room that I know are doing something that might be relevant. Going into a new circle and really networking, having this sort of attitude, I think gives you many good things. So one of them is that you don't go there trying to chase something, but rather just with an open mind going and trying to make new friends. Because in the end, I think that people buy based on the personal relationship that they have with somebody else above everything. Because most services and products are kind of the same level, same quantity within a certain range, where it really is a difference, and what will make a difference in somebody purchasing something from you or not would be whether they like you or not. And believe it or not, they'll also think about it from the perspective of trust. because if they like you, they are more likely to trust you, and if they are more likely to trust you as a person, they will like and trust your product better, or service, or whatever you are offering. So it's really, really important when you go in there. Don't try to sell stuff. Don't try to go and like be, oh, I'm offering this, buy from me, or whatever that might be that you are offering, but rather just try to be friendly. Just try to go there with a helping attitude, be relaxed, and just make jokes, be a pleasant company, and see how you can add value to as many people as possible. And also try to create a real relationship, because I think that this is something that many people don't focus on too much when they go to these sort of events. And I think that that's the single most important thing that they should do at this kind of events, because as I said, people won't buy from you personally unless they know you and they know they can trust you, as well as they know you are real. So why would you go there trying to fake somebody you're not, and trying to sell something in a way that you are kind of like proven nobody will buy? So I think that after all, this is probably the best way that you can go about networking if you are doing it actively. Now, what networking means on the long term? It means building this kind of personal relationships with people, helping as many people as you can without necessarily looking for anything in return, but having a lot of good vibes around you. So when people talk about you, maybe you have helped them with something, maybe they had a pleasant experience with you, whether that was over some drinks or just meeting you, they enjoyed your company and so on, and also they have heard about your product. And I think this is really, really important, because many in a service company scenario, many of the new clients usually are being earned through recommendations and stuff. So if you are networking in an industry and you meet a couple of people, maybe they are not interested in your services, or you can't necessarily help them, but they know what you are offering, and then they know that they can trust you, they're going to be more likely to refer you to somebody else. And that's the sweet spot that you have to look for, because you never know who is going to recommend you to anybody of their network. You don't know their network, and you will find that that's really the value that you should look for in networking, to build this kind of positive relationships around you, be friends with people, and be kind of like on the same level, or having people above your level, professionally, spiritually, whatever it is. Just try to not be the smartest person in the room at all times. Always try to learn from the people around you, and have people around you that you can actually learn from. I think it's really, really important. And then, how to kind of build these more in-depth relationships? First of all, I think that you should be really, really interested about the person that you are talking with. So look into their eyes, smile, have a positive attitude. Don't be too incisive with your questions, and make them feel good talking to you. And show a real, genuine interest, because in the end, you are both spending time together. And if you are spending time together, then you might as well just try to find as much as possible about each other, what passions them, try to build rapport. So that can be built through body language, as well as through letting them know that you have some similar interests, if there are there, or you are passionate about certain things the same way, or let them know when you agree on certain subjects. Just try to get real in the conversation, because that's what it's all about in the end. And then how you can keep this kind of relationships developing and growing. You will end up knowing a lot of people at some point. If you are an outgoing person and you like going socializing, meeting your friends, or going to these events when you don't know anybody and you just go in and present yourself, or you just go to industry events or networking events and you meet people and you find out about them, you will know many people. Like, your LinkedIn will probably grow exponentially. And a couple of things that I like to do after I meet a new person and I like them and they like me as well, so I know that there's a connection there, I try to add them to my LinkedIn network, probably not necessarily on the spot, but maybe the second day. Also give them a thank you message for the time, and that was a pleasure to meet them. Hopefully we'll keep in touch. And then as time passes by, if I hear about an event, or if I'm going about an event that I think that they should be or could be interested in as well, then I'm forwarding that to them, letting them know that, hey, I'm going to this event, do you want to join me as well? Or I think this might be interesting for you. And if by any chance at some point there is an interest in your product from them, or you can help them with theirs, or somebody they know, etc. So you will figure that out if you are sensible about it. Then try to meet them further for a coffee or for discussing that further between the two of us. One thing to keep in mind is that during the networking events, let's say, or when you actively network, trying to meet new people and stuff, nobody will really buy from you on the spot. So your focus should not be there to sell your product, but just to make them remember you and have a good feeling about remembering who you are, what you do, who you are as a person, be real, and just make them feel like you genuinely are there to make friends. I think that's really, really important. Developing a network is something that you can both actively and passively do. So actively going to networking events, to industry events in a professional matter, personally when you meet your friends, etc. And then your network is really all the people that you know and that you have developed some sort of personal relationship with. Now, where professionally this can get useful or interesting is where everybody of your connections remembers their personal relationship with you. They trust you, they know what you do, and then you either have worked together, or there is a potential of you working together, or you being able to help them in any way at any point. So I can't stress this enough. Be friendly and try to offer value first, or just try to offer value, really. And then if something comes up, then yeah, okay, cool. If not, you have made a new friend, and I think that that should be the most important thing for you. Trying to see whether you are relevant for a person if it's strictly professional, and if not, try to connect them with somebody that is. And this being said, best of luck with it. Try to enjoy it as much as possible, because it can be super, super enjoyable. Try to keep your new connections and your network fairly organized. Let them know that you care about them, invite them over to events that you think would be relevant, and just have fun. You will end up knowing so many people through this life, and it would be a shame not to interact with them, because you can learn something from everybody, and every relationship with a person will be different from the other. So it's gonna be helping you grow as well, and if you can help them, then happy days, everybody happy about it. This was it for now. I hope this video was valuable for you. I hope you learned a bit from it. Leave me down in the comments below what was the main point that you got out of it, and what you'd like me to focus more in the next video on entrepreneurship and skills that you should develop as an entrepreneur. Until next time, rock it and have the best time.